Hey y'all, Jeremy Matlow. I'm going to call this video Talking Political Theater. We're seeing a lot, I think, in our community right now, both on TV, in our mailboxes, when we get on Facebook, online, digital ads. But I really think people need to be aware. We're kind of seeing a push from extremists to bring false information really into our city. I think this was highlighted at the school board District 4 debate when two of the three candidates said that they didn't have confidence in the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. And that really struck me. You know, that's where we are as a community, and we have a lot of big money getting behind candidates like that. And if your house is anything like mine, it's coming to your mailbox. You know, we're getting dozens and dozens of political ads. You know, some of them good, you know, positive, just endorsement pieces. You know, we're getting pieces of people talking about issues, people talking about their background. I think that's all good information for voters. But we're also seeing kind of a slide towards negative attacks, and I think some of them may be fair, but some of them are just downright dishonest. They're lies and they're not true. And I think it really poisons our community in the discourse when we go down that path. So, I mean, just from a scale, I saw one from Commissioner Dozier talking about Mayor Daley's support for the Doak Campbell Stadium giveaway. I think that's a very valid criticism, policy decision that was made that the whole community cares about, and I think that type of contrast is perfectly acceptable. You know, we're no different. We're running, you know, our ads letting people know about our opponents' contributions to extremists like Matt Gaetz, because I think, you know, where you give your money and who you take your money from, I think that really matters and shapes your character and how people perceive you. It's not just local. We get some gubernatorial ads. Here's one from Nikki Fried contrasting positions on abortion's rights. I think there's been a lot of back and forth between the candidates, but she does pick a quote that was said but by her opponent, and, you know, we'll let voters decide where they fall on that one. But really what I want to talk about is what's come out particularly against me. You know, this is a piece that my opponent sent out. You know, you can see that, you know, it's got a scary picture with the red chalk outline. It's really just designed to make you afraid. You know, Jeremy, he's a scary person. He's not from our community. He's not a local business owner or a father or somebody you see at Publix. He's this scary person, and that's why that's designed that way. That's the intent, and it makes some statements on it about dodging taxes. All of our taxes are paid in full, but really, my issue with it is the second bullet point. It says, Matlow opposed pay raises for frontline city employees. And when I saw that, it just really struck me, because I was like, well, nothing could be further from the truth. I advocated for everybody in the city of Tallahassee to come up to at least $15 an hour. We were voted down. We didn't get support from our colleagues to raise the pay of city workers. And here it is saying that I opposed it. And it cited July 2021. So the first thing I did was, what was happening in July 2021? I went back and I, you know, looked at my Facebook, and I found a post that I made directly after that meeting. That was July 8th, 2021. I'm just going to read it for you. It says, I was dismayed to see that the city of Tallahassee's lowest paid employees were excluded from receiving the types of pay increases that higher paid executives were given in the city manager's recommended budget. Dismissing minimum wage workers as high school students, college kids, and retirees, undeserving of the higher wage floor set by the city, is wrong. We have already seen a reduction in city services due to unfilled low-wage positions. I'm not interested in a two-tier wage system that rewards executives off the backs of workers. All work has dignity and value. If we are going to claim we are paying a living wage, it's unacceptable to still have employees making less than $10 an hour. All employees can receive at least $15 an hour, and those pay increases are only 1% of the budget. The money is there. The question is, does our city care? And then in our mailboxes, and it's on TV, it says, you know, Jeremy Matlow is a hypocrite. There's one that says, Jeremy Matlow is bad for our community. And then it says it right here. Matlow opposed pay raises for frontline city employees. And it's not just in paid media. This is an assertion my opponent has made in the debate. But the record is very clear. And what is being said on this issue, it's just a lie. And I wonder, if you're willing to go to that length to try to just paint something that's completely untrue, not just untrue, but the complete opposite of what actual facts are. I mean, this is way past misinformation or disinformation. This is dishonesty in the suit to get to elected office. The one thing I tell my kids is your integrity matters, your character matters, and you can't really get it back. Once somebody thinks you're somebody who will just say anything, it's hard to get that back, and especially as an elected official, my word is my bond. People know who I am, whether they 100% agree with me on the issues or not. Most people, I think, in our community know where I stand on the issues because, I won't say one thing one way and then another thing the next day. I really stand behind my conviction. So I just want, everybody pay attention this cycle when you see the negativity, the toxicity, because I think this is really different this year because we're seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars from developers, some extreme interests dumping money into city commission races. That's a lot of money for these little city commission races. I'm not really sure, what influence they want. I can make assumptions because there's lots of contracts, millions of dollars of contracts that people are on the receiving ends of. But I mean, they are using that money to spread distasteful, dishonest advertisement. So I ask us as Tallahassee, is that what we want to become? It's not who we've been in the past. We haven't seen this type of Washington, D.C. campaigning in the past. And I don't want to see, frankly, the city I love go down that path. So there's over 50 candidates in local races this year. I think that's incredible. More people than ever are stepping up to run for office. But I would just say, tell people what you want to do for our city. Tell people why you're the best fit for our city. But let's not go down a path that we really can't return from. So that's just the first step in talking political theater. Today, I'm sure we'll be making more videos in the future. But keep your eyes on your mailboxes, your TV, and don't forget to vote August 23rd.